All right, we are going to start Paratroop. Old SPI game. I actually got that thing for $1. Can't remember when. I think I might have got it up at Gettysburg, one of the stores. But we're going to be playing the Red Devils scenario. Arnhem, September 1944. What a nightmare that was, huh? Let's see, what was the year of this game? 1979. Looks like a pretty simple play system. Let's take a look at the maps here. You've got Crete, which covers 2 maps. When you're playing that, and there's transfer boxes right there. Crete's got the most forces of the 3 scenarios in this game. Then you've got Arnhem, whether I'm saying that right or not, I don't know. When they blitzkrieged or ran through France in 1940, those specialized paratroops, small unit too, went in there and took that. And let's see, here we go. Here's the Arnhem map. All right. So I've got the Germans only have 4 units on the board to start. One on the north side of Arnhem, one across a flak unit across the bridge. You got some static infantry out here in the woods near the drop zones. The Brits are all in 1 hex. When you start the game, you do your landings, and I guess that spreads them out. And of course, they need to shoot down. There's victory points here. Come down the road, there's more victory points in this area. And then, of course, into Arnhem, you get victory. We can't really see them. The writing's pretty bad. But we're going to start that one here soon. And we'll update as we play. All right, let's do a little midway point review of Paratroop here. From SPI Games. Back in 1979, we're playing the Red Devils. The Destruction of the Gallant. Well, I get the title. We played through turn 5. You're ready to start turn 6. There's the eliminations. Yeah, a little bit more on the British side, but reinforcements that are left. The British get the Polish drop here towards the end of the game. The game is 12-hour turns, so they move quite a distance. I was able to get British Airborne into Arnhem, and they're hanging on. Sound familiar? Disruption is another key part of this game. The combat odds tables aren't severe with eliminations, but a double disruption in this game here is elimination. Now you have the option that I was doing it wrong from the start. The combat results of AD or DD, you have the option to retreat or to disrupt yourself right there in place. So if you're disrupted, means you can't move and attack, or can't attack and move the next turn. So when the German combat phase happens right before their combat phase, the British get to flip their disrupted units to their full strength side using their command points. Same thing for the Germans during the British right before British combat. Only problem is the Germans get to flip all of them. They don't have to use any command points. So anyhow, we got British Airborne up in here. They're holding on. I probably should have had them move towards that bridge, one of those hexes on that bridge, to get the Germans to try to blow it, because you see what happened. These German units, they were actually coming up here in this hex B to start. I held them out for a turn, brought them in here, and then they just shot down the road, across the bridge, and now they're behind. Down here near the landing zones, the British are trying to deal with this. There's one more German reinforcement unit to come on, but I'm not sure where. But they could clear this up. They might be able to get back up in here and get into this fight and help British Airborne in Arnhem. I think we're going to blow through the last 5 game turns, and we'll get back to you with the end results. See you then. All right, so back to the finale of Paratroop by SPI, 1979. Very, very interesting game. There's a number of British units that were eliminated. Right? Larger than the number of German units that were eliminated. Now the Germans don't get any victory points. It's all based off what the Brits get. So the British got 1 victory point for each one of those. So there's 6. All right. They got victory points for the locations on the map that they either occupy or they can control. Now, control is determined by, can they get a line of communication to the victory point location? Doesn't necessarily mean somebody had to have passed through it, just a line of communication to it. And if there's a German unit that has a line of communication to it, the shorter of the two determines whether the British get it or not. So, the British they claim that one right there because they're closer. They claim that one right there because they're closer. They claim both of these over the river. They did not claim this one because the German unit's closer. And in the town here, they got the one that he's under, the one that he's under, and then this unit is across the river, so he don't count, so he gets that one. All right, and the British also get 1 victory point for every unit above 9 they have left on the board. So they had 10, so they got 1 victory point for that. So they got 6 victory points for destroyed German units. They got 1 because they have 10 units on the map, so they got that extra point for that. And then they got 15 points for victory locations that they either own or control, which leads to a British marginal victory. Amazing. I didn't see that one coming. And there's your victory point list right there. So they fall into that 21 to 26. I think the total time I played in this game, hour and a half maybe. Struggle with the first turn or two, just trying to clean up on the rules. The rules are only a couple pages long, so very interesting rules too. Good game. Simple, large movement ranges, and fast play. Literally, I move, you undisorder, I attack. You move, I undisorder, you attack. Change the turn marker, rinse and repeat. So very fast playing. I imagine Crete would go a little longer because it's a much bigger area to cover. And Iban Mel, I'm not sure about that one yet. But that's it. The destruction of the Gallant. Well, yeah, they were destroyed, but they got enough victory points to hang on. Although I think in the historical accuracy, if that's all they got left in Arnhem, and 30 Corps hadn't gotten there yet, I don't see this being a victory. Although they did hang on pretty much to their drop zones, even though there were no victory point locations for these down here. And the Polish did drop on the right side of the river. And it was actually the use of them to get back and snatch those victory locations that the Germans had overrun. I probably should have read those victory point rules a little closer, because then I would have put the Germans in a position where they could have blocked those. Because the Brits just weren't strong enough to take on masses of German units, especially not in the city. I could have probably moved some of these units out of the city down towards Oosterbeek and down towards the drop zones and sealed those off. But I sought to destroy British Airborne in Arnhem. All right, good game. I recommend it. Won't be a review on this one. This is your review right here. So it's kind of a short game. So we'll get this posted just as fast as we can, and we'll see you with the next one.